Hello everyone, I'm Sriti. Welcome back to my channel. In our last tutorial, we created an application for fetching data from online. In that application, we had many foods item. If we want to see specific food item and its detail, what can I do then? We can add search functionality, right? So in this series of tutorial, I will walk you through the process of searching food according to title. So for example, if I search chicken, it will be show all the foods related to chicken, and when I click on any item, it will be show detailed information about that item. Also, we can be clear the text by clicking the clear icon. If we search something that not present in our API, then it will be show failed message. For example, if I search for water, it shows failed to load message. If I search again juice, failed to load, it's mean in our API has no data related to juice. And lastly, we will be able to see list items detail. Before starting, I will suggest you to watch my previous video. That video link I put in my video description. You can check from there, and if you have any questions about this topic, please comment below. Let's get into it. First, create a file inside of repositories called search repository. Here we will create an abstract class. Inside of it, we will add a list of recipes with search foods method. Now implement the food repository abstract class. From the food repository implementation class, override the method. In our previous video, created network request. Let's copy from there and paste it here. As our method is future response, we have to add async keyword. Let's import http package manually and also import JSON convert library. Let's make it query variable, and the search foods method we have to add this string query variable as parameter. And that's all about our network request. Let's move on block pattern. First, create a folder inside of block folder called search, and inside search folder let's create 3 files. One is for search event, second is for search states, third one is for search block. Let's start with event. First, create an abstract class called search event and extends the equatable package. For implementing search functionality, we need single event for query. Let's create our event class called search and extends the search event abstract class. Here we have to override a method as we want to query our list. Here will be an empty list. We have to create a query string variable and constructor this variable with named parameter. That's all about our event. Now we can move on state file. Here also we have to create an abstract class called search state as a base class. We need only 3 states for implementing search functionality. Let's create those states, and all are extends the search state abstract class. And now let's override all methods. In an initial state and error state, we nothing have to do. In loaded state, we have to add our recipe list. Let's add it with constructor. It's super simple. Now we will move on block file. First, here we will create a class called SearchDelegate and extends the block package. It's required two parameters. First, event class and second, state class. Let's add it first. Here I will add our repository class with constructor and then initial our uninitialized state. Add here async keyword to handle feature response. For our map event to state function, let's add if condition. As our app will have different actions in event, so we want to listen for different actions separately, so we will use if condition. If event is search, it yield search an initialized state. Let's add try catch block. Here we have to add our search foods method that comes from search repository class. Let's add it first and it yield search loaded state. It required recipes parameter. Let's add recipes. Otherwise it yield search error state. That's all about our block and move on main.file. In our previous tutorial we had only single block provider, but now we have two block providers. Here is a widget called multi-block provider that merges multi-block provider widgets into one. Let's use this widget. Remove this for now and we will add multi-block provider. Provider will be list. Now let's create two block providers. And child parameter we will add our material app. Let's add. Now we will move on home page. Inside scaffold widget I will add app bar. In app bar widgets I am adding actions property for adding icon button. Here I am giving search icon for now. Now we will implement our core things, which is SearchDelegate. First, create a class called food search and extends the SearchDelegate class. Here we have to add list parameter and let's override missing 4 methods. The build action widget to display after the search query. This should contain a button to clear the query. As it's take a list, it will be written an empty list. Let's add icon button for clear actions. On pressed, query will be empty string so that when the user press icon, it shows empty. The build leading widget to display before the current query. Here also contain a button to exit the search with close. So let's add icon button. On pressed, going to closed, and results will be null. In build suggestions widget, here I will just return a container for now. The build results widget will work with state for getting appropriate UI. First, add search block with constructor, and also add a string. Now move on build results. It will be return block provider for using state. If state is uninitialized, then it will be return circular progress indicator. And if state is error state, then it will be return fail to load message. Here is one thing: if data not present in our API, it will be return no results found text. Otherwise, it will be return list view.builder. Let's add first. Now our states are defined, right? Now we have to add our event also. Let's add event. our most of the things are done, right? So let's see our application working or not. Let's run our application. It's not working. I think I forget to add on press. Here will be show search, context will be context, and delegate will be our search delegate class, which is food search. It requires search block. Let's add our block provider with search block parameter. Now save our file and hot reload, and let's see what happened. Now our button working. That's cool. Let's see our query working or not. For example, if I search apple, we get the data which apple related. Also clear button working. Let's again search banana. We are getting all data that's banana related. If I search pp, it says fail to load because pp doesn't have existing in our API. Now we want to see its detail, right? So let's create a new file inside UI folder called food detail.dart. Here first import material library and create a stateless widget called food detail. It should be scaffold widget. Adding body property. Here also add column widget. Here we have to add our model class so that we can access our data from our model class. So let's add our model with constructor. In column widget, let's add network image and text widget for showing image, title and publisher. Let's save our file and move on homepage file. Here let's add navigation.push method. Navigate to detail page. Its required recipe parameter. Here will be state.recipes index. Let's save our file and hot reload. Again search for apple and click on any item for showing detail. Now we are able to see details. Now we want to see also these details, right? For that I am adding navigation.push method in our build hints list widget. Here first import food detail page path. and also remove the states text. Now let's again save our file and click on any items. We can see our details. By the end, we are able to adding search functionality and we are able to see each item's detail. Thanks for watching my tutorial and make sure subscribe so you don't miss out my future videos. If you have any suggestions or feedback, comment below. Stay tuned.